harvest reaping man of meager means. I have yet to leave, I'm still breathing. To quit, I have no reason. I mean, I'm asleep, but I be trying to live my dreams. I cannot even act if it's all easy. Either you gon' do it or you don't really. It ain't no in between. Baby, you can ask the sun, it's an everyday thing. Consistency in your routine is how you bring reality. Working like a slave, that's how I made this masterpiece. Living like a god, I lay at night, I rest in peace. They remember me, but I am not Harama beef.
mypdfbooks.com. That's books with a Z.
Once again, this broadcast has been brought to you by mypdfbooks.com. That's books with a Z, where reading funds the mental. Also brought to you by bindedbooks.com, where treasures are bound. Be sure to get all of your teas at the Herbs of my aunt's sons, the tea of teas, divinely prepared. Be sure to check out all of those musical stylings by Brian Hicks Bay at bhbaymusic.com. For your everyday items and religious regalia, be sure to check out morrishaberdasher.com. And for that everyday especial Morris drip, be sure to check out morsachi.com. And all of these companies are powered by ALO Design Pros. Design your online business strategy today. So greetings. Peace and greetings. Good evening, fam. We're happy to have you here with another Holy Day book club reading. I am Brian Hicks Bay. I have with me Sheik Kari Goodman Bay. And this evening we have something special for you. We have a fabulous number of books, and we have 5 of them for you. You know what I'm saying? We got them holistic healthies, we got them revealing remedies, we got them medicinally miraculous books for you. So before we get into that, I will be showing you the few topics or the few titles we have available for you. And they will be The Lost Book of Remedies. Another one being The Lost Book of Remedies. We also have for you the famous course in herbology for home study, as well as The Lost Book of Superfoods and Healthy Living and Eating. Your Body is a Temple. Health is Wealth by Kari Goodman Bay. But before we get into those, Sheik Kari Goodman Bay has something special prepared for you this evening that he would like to offer. And with that being said, I would like to give the floor. Peace, Sheik. Peace.
Peace. Brian Noble Mufti, how you doing, brother?
Magnificent.
Man, gratitude, man, for that beautiful introduction. As always, man, it's always glad to be around my brothers. And it's always glad, I'm always proud and honored to be considered in the wisdom aspect of a 5%er. When I say that, I mean the 85% of the world dumb and blind, 10% of the world may know the truth but afraid to tell it. But it's 5% of the world that will tell the truth. And we use the analogy or the science of being a 5%er per se. And with me, when I'm dealing with wisdom, it has nothing to do with color. It has to do with the mental. So with that being said, I give gratitude, Noble, for you being here and opening up the floor, man. Gratitude, Noble.
Islam. Before we do get started, do you mind if we do our Moorish American prayer?
Absolutely.
Islam. Allah, Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is our protector, our guide, and our salvation by night and by day. Through his holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali. Shalom Alakim. Ayah Asha Ayah. Hotep. Islam. Amen. Peace.
Peace. And hair grease. But here at the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School, and understanding this life is a mathematical equation, and we talk about the holistic aspect of the way we understand and believe. We talk about our health as our wealth. And in the biblical scriptures and everything, your health and your wealth is just like wisdom. The analogy, the parable, or the science in the biblical scriptures when it talks about the glory of a young man is his strength, but the wisdom of an older man is the grays on his hair and on his beard. Okay, so that means let's break that down in layman terms. A young person can be strong and do everything with strength and may not be wise. It may, just be doing things based on strength. But as you older, you become wise. When a person say, "Well, I'm older, I don't have the time." No, you do have the time. You have the time to refine, and so that comes with an understanding of how your body works. That's why when I say holistically, when I'm in Arizona, Brian, I'm from Flint, Michigan, and a lot of the Europeans, Albion, Trinidad, whatever you want to call it, they say, "Well, you just a holy man. You can go in any house and speak." But this is your people have to accept you because we already accept you. That's what a God man does. You're going to be rejected from your own kind at first. Hell, didn't so-called the Jews crucify Yahshua?
Yes, they did.
Didn't bring no harm, and so we have to know who we are and rise up and let everybody else deal with their own affairs. So today I want to just talk about the health aspect of this science. And when I tell my brothers and sisters, in life, there's no one specific way. When a person telling you, do what I do, and it's going to work for you. Like if a person say, just juice. And I say, okay, just juice and not working out. There's no and not taking things to give you energy. When your body starts to feed off certain things, when you need it, if you just operate on one thing, when you're working out, if you're doing all those things to not just lose weight, but to be in a particular type of health. And that's why we're talking about here today at the BBT, this health aspect. When a lot of people be blaming certain things on their mothers and their fathers, like, "Oh, I got high blood pressure and I got diabetes from my mama, and this, that, and the other." Well, you got those things because of bad eating habits. If I take you out of that neighborhood you in, which is your home, per se, I call your home your neighborhood, and I take you out that environment and put you in another neighborhood or home where they don't eat so-called slave food, which I call trash food, you're not going to have those foodborne illnesses. If I take you from a family, they ain't drinking Kool-Aid, and on holidays, every day they having that soul food, eating all that stuff, how Big Mama died, and I take you out that environment, you're not going to have none of those food diseases that your brothers and sisters may have from eating those poisons. Why? Because you took out that environment.
Yes, sir.
So therefore, that's a mental thing. When I tell people everything that I talk about is for educational purposes only. Why? Because I know me. I know my body, but I know what the biblical scriptures speak about. What is meat in the biblical scriptures? Things that grow. You have to, it's not complex. When a lot of these so-called people that put a doctor in front of their name and just because and say this is the right way, and I say it's no only way. It's your way. It's your body. It's your blood. It's your chemical makeup. So you have to know you. Now, what we can do is give advice. It's just like a person, Noble Brian, that's in this so-called, they done got rich real quick in a month, telling you the reason why you're not successful because you're not doing what they doing. You see what I'm saying?
Islam.
Like these people, yeah, it's going to be some things that's universal. There's going to be some things that's ancient, that you can go back in history, no matter what color a person is, you're going to be able to cross-reference it. Yes, we understand Dr. Sebi, but then we're going to take it all the way back to the home study of herbology as you start delivering these books. We're talking about the science, and we don't get caught up in man-made things. So let's deal with a little bit of the holistic guide to wellness, herbal protocols for common ailments. Let's break a little bit down, and we're going to deal with a specific chapter. Last week we dealt with women, a little bit of the ladies' health last week. But chapter 15 speaks about diabetes type 2 protocol. And just like when I talk about a lot of our brothers, when we talk about Science. Everything health is science. When we talk about water and it freezes, that means it stops. The same thing with your blood. The same thing when you overeat or you overweight and you eating genetically modified organisms and a lot of sugars that go to certain ways where it causes fats. Your blood has stopped. Leaky gut starts to come. And everything go to your gut. Man, I just turned 48 on my solar return January 19th. I'm 48. I'm 48. And so when people be talking, well, why you don't have no gut? Well, I don't take pills. I don't take no pills. What? I eat a certain way. I work out. Why? Because I can. Because this is what a map and a guide is all about. And so when we talk about
strength. I say, like you say, the glory of young man is his strength, but for older man, the glory is his grace on his beard. You know what I'm saying? Meaning the wisdom in his head. Like, you know, now, even though you work out, you know the wisdom in eating healthy. You know what I'm saying? So,
Brian, yes. So when you're doing something, you want to get better. Like I've learned from age and wisdom and application and work. It's not saying what you ain't doing is working, but I can say, hey, man, what about your eating habit? Let's see what you're eating. You might eat hamburgers, you might drink sodas and all that. I say, man, that's why your six-pack ain't coming in. Why? Because it's getting hard under that. You have to lose that. I might give you some keys and say, hey, man, okay, why don't you get on that treadmill, put it on the incline to about like 3, you know, at a nice pace, about 4, maybe 5. If you want to get a good pace, get you 3 miles like Muhammad Ali. And then I'll show you how to work out, not pull down, but keep everything stationary where you can feel that burn. And I show you how to work out a little bit different. Just ask a little pointers, just like if you was boxing and your hand down. And I say, keep your hand up. Or I show you little tricks how to hit that elbow up and hit under here. When you be like, man, I never noticed that. Yeah, I'm gonna hit that elbow up and hit that and hit you there. It's so many little tricks. So I will add value to what you already know. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
That's what we're doing. We're perfecting. That's why we have private things. And I say, man, look, hey, man, there's so much I can talk about, but let me stay in context. So type 2 diabetes is driven by the function of insulin. It's a hormone that's responsible for regulating the amount of glucose in the bloodstream. That's why I tell people sugar is bad for you. I'm telling you what you mean. Anything, all that synthetic stuff, it's no good. You can get the natural sugars from the juices and all that, but that you don't need it. When we eat our blood, glucose levels rise all the time. When the person say, eat this and then check your glucose, of course it's going to rise. Why? I just told you. Anybody that eats anything, your glucose level is going to rise. That's just common sense. Which signals the release of what? Insulin from the what? Pancreas. Impaired insulin sensitivity or reduced insulin can lead to what? High blood glucose, which can damage the body over time. With type 2 diabetes, insulin isn't recognized by the cells within the body. And the progression of the disease starts with elevated insulin levels. Elevated insulin levels, which causes cells within the body to lose sensitivity to the insulin. So it's like, But as a result, the body creates less of this natural insulin, which leads to insulin deficiency. Just like some people have vitamin D deficiency. Most melanated people are, because they're not getting enough of that natural vitamin D. While patients with type 1 diabetes, they rely on insulin to survive. Those with type 2 diabetes may find that they can avoid the use of insulin and instead correct their insulin resistance with what, Noble Brian? Diet, exercise, and weight loss. I ain't say, take my concoction and all this, and you got to buy this and this. Man, I ain't saying none of that. I just told you what's going to work. I just told you what's going to work. I don't care if nobody chewing a whole bunch of sea moss. They don't know where it come from. I said, I don't care if you chewing a whole bunch of goddamn seaweed. You put all that don't matter. Then your body only, let me tell you something. When you eat healthy, when you eat to live, your body is getting everything it needs. You have a little string in your intestines. It's called, I think, the pelvic. I might be pronunciating it wrong. It's like a little hair string. So once your body get everything it needs, it's gonna kick everything else out. Once your body get everything it needs, anything else is gonna kick out. That's why I tell you, take everything, I always try to say, in liquid form. How? Make your own concoction. Make your own concoction. I just told you, so when you're all these health gurus, you gotta do this my way and this my way. I say, no. Man, we got the blueprint. So when they come this way, we'll break down herbology for home study. We'll break it all down. They can't say nothing. I'll be like, dude, like, you gonna keep saying something, and the science is right there in your face. We rejecting wisdom. We can't look in the mirror and see ourselves as this. So you damn sure can't see me in it. That's why the prophet said, man, no disrespect, the European and albino white man is going to be here long enough to show you how to build a government. I'm bringing things to your remembrance to show you, like, wait a minute, think on both planes.
Come on.
So when we talk about the most important, what we talk about, the diet and the gut health, addressing inflammation, physical activity and weight loss, stress and hippo axis regulation, vitamins and minerals, herbal medicine. And then at the top, you got Western medical approaches, which, hey, like I said, I'm only here for educated purpose only. You can do what you want. Environmental factors like diet and exercise play a crucial role in the development of type 2 diabetes. And when I say diet, I don't mean diet per se. I mean, the things you eat, the things you drink, it changed. It changed. That's all. One, you got to kick junk. You got to kick all genetically modified organisms. You got to kick all them sodas. You got to start getting into what? Making your own thing. Food prepping. You have that's the only key. People be taking that creatine and all that. I said, you've been bamboozled. I said, man, you don't need that stuff. You need natural stuff. You don't need none of that stuff. But if you think that, that's what anything else, like when you get a Lucky Rabbit's foot from the store and you think you're having good luck, man, that's all mental. I'll run that Lucky foot over. And you will have the same thing going on before you got that foot off Amazon. Stop playing with me.
Come on.
It's a doohickey. It ain't nothing. It's a tricky. Brian is the power. The oil is oil. Brian anoints the oil. That's why when most Moors get their fez from me, they say, why would I go to Amazon and get a fez? Why would I go to the Masonic store and get a fez? And I know you got them. I don't need to save no money. A dude said, if I go to the dispensary, he said, and I smoke, and I know you and she, I don't need to go to no Masonic store and support them and go to Amazon. I'm coming to you, she. I said, Islam for that. He said, it means more. He said, if I want something cooked, I'm coming home to mama. I ain't gonna go to McDonald's. Mama gonna cook it with love. You're gonna be licking your finger to be looking like, man, everybody ate. Why? Because you want seconds.
Come on.
You see? Because it's love. It means more. And the majority of individuals with this disease are overweight or obese. And man, I told y'all, I'm gonna always be transparent. In my endeavors of academia and ministry, all walks of the world, I see a lot of people that identify as Christians. A lot of them are out of shape. But the Bible tell you how to eat. The Bible tell you what not to eat. And when people say, well, you can just pray over amen is good. Okay, so if I just go get a vulture that's ate a whole bunch of carcasses and say, well, I pray over amen, it's cool. After they ate all this poison, all these dead carcasses on the end, but the Lord said you pray over it. But you see, you're taking it out of context.
Way out of context.
Yeah, and that's what I tell people. I said, well, but I'll leave it alone. So therefore, what you eat, you'll let it pollute you, knowing it's no good. In the biblical scriptures, it tell you what food is to edify. In the biblical scriptures, it tell you to have a kosher diet, aka kosher diet. The biblical scriptures teach you all this stuff. I mean, you know, with abdominal obesity being a key contributor factor to the progression of altered glucose tolerance. When I deal with a lot of my men, when they self-pride has gone down, they look at me, they like, what pills you taking? Like I told you, none. Because I know a lot of men that's my age, with no disrespect, they have erectile dysfunction. And that's embarrassing to the ego, to a man. A lot of people think alcohol is going to do that, but I said alcohol is poison. I broke it down from the science of alcoholism, the serpent. I ain't saying there's nothing wrong, but I'm saying the abuse of it. All you got to do is look at yourself in the mirror, any man, and see, look at your stomach and look at your ankles and look at your eyes. You know this. You borderline this. How? I just told you. This impaired function of glucose uptake leads to insulin resistance. It's called like hyperinsulinemia and cardiovascular complications. When I talk about the cardiovascular, all these, your extremities, high levels of cortisol are another mechanism in the development of insulin resistance by increasing blood glucose and promoting oxidative stress. The upregulation of cortisol in times of high stress has been shown to induce the pathways that trigger diabetes. Chronically high levels of cortisol not only increase glucose and inhibit glucose uptake, it also encourages it's called gluconeogenesis. My wife was like, yeah, that word is long, but it's a compound word. And that's why I tell most brothers and sisters, when I hate to say it, but melanated people have these ailments. A majority, which is the process of forming glucose from amino acids, fats, and other compounds within the body. It's called gluconeogenesis, is regulated by hormones like insulin. But with insulin resistance, the body can't effectively manage this process. So it can't manage it. And then what happens? That liver is encouraged to what? It starts to make its own from these non-carbohydrate sources. And the increased production of glucose is a consistent feature of type 2 diabetes, brothers and sisters, which is a result of increased glucogenesis caused by insulin resistance. You see? This is for us to know. Factors that contribute to type 2 diabetes include a sedentary lifestyle, a rich in saturated fats, going to McDonald's all the day, eat all those genetically modified organisms, all those drinks, all those monster energy drinks with all that stuff in it that hit the pancreas, that hit the kidneys, trans fats, high intake of refined carbohydrates. The person, I need Gatorade. No, you don't. That's high in sugar. You say what, brother?
I was saying all them sodas.
Yeah. Insufficient dietary fiber and omega-3 fatty acids, excess alcohol consumption, and then that leads to stress. Risk factors include history of cardiovascular disease or diabetes, age, risk increase over the age of 45, being overweight or obese, hypertension, history of gestational diabetes, PCOS, and previously identified impaired glucose tolerance or fasting glucose. That's why you of course, you're supposed to test for diabetes and all that. And since type 2 diabetes is incredibly multifactorial, the combined results of testing and physical assessments provide the most conclusive analysis. Recommended pathology tests for diabetes includes fasting glucose, fasting insulin, and GTT, or oral glucose tolerance test, or HbA1c, glycated hemoglobin, or hemoglobin. Hemoglobin, I said it right, babe? I pronunciated it right, didn't I, babe? Hemoglobin, yeah, is another marker that measures how well diabetics are managing the condition. And it is comprised of a glucose molecule attached to the oxygen carrying hemoglobin. Yep, and that's my Empress label. I'm sorry I didn't tell you the acronym, but it's a glucose tolerance test, the acronym GTT. And the higher the glucose levels in the blood, the more they attach to hemoglobin. And thus, the higher the HbA1c level is. Yep, that's the hemoglobin A1c. The test differs from a fasting blood glucose test in that it measures blood sugar levels over previous few months versus assessing numbers in that specific time. You see what I'm saying? So now, watch this. Let's get into the diet of the gut. Oh, yeah. See, this is science for all. You're a science class right now. You're a health class. Simple dietary changes can cause significant results, and reducing visceral fat are crucial in reversing insulin resistance and regulating glucose control. So you say you can reverse it? I just told you how. I just got working out, eating right, exercise, no stressing, all that. Weight loss results in a sufficient reduction of risk factors, including lower blood pressure, improved insulin sensitivity, and a more favorable lipid profile. Together with physical exercise, implementing the below changes can effectively slow the progression and development of type 2 diabetes. And the lipid profile is all your cholesterol levels. Now, I ain't say nothing about taking a whole bunch of medicine or nothing. I say there's some things you got to change. But I know what some people do. They pop that medicine like some damn M&Ms and go get 14 Big Macs and a Diet Coke. You might as well get a regular Coke. You get the coffee, you might as well put sugar in it because that's Splenda, even worse. It's synthetic. Don't put, you go put, I don't like sugar, I'm going to put some Splenda. You put synthetic in your eye. That's like smoking synthetic marijuana. If you go smoke it.
Yeah, you're right here smoking that K too.
Yeah. Put K2 in you. Woo. But together with physical exercise, implementing the below changes can effectively slow the progression and development of type 2 diabetes. I ain't say popping a whole bunch of nothing. I said the things that you're doing change. What you can change. How? What Pac said it. Change the way we eat, change the way we think, change the way we live. I say change the way we look at each other, change the way how we believe, all that. We let people put the Quran and the Bible against us. And when a God man come and synchronize the science, we still reject it. Last time I checked, Isaac and Ishmael, weren't they brothers?
Come on, there was brothers.
Oh, okay. I mean, we got this tripping. We let people, it's set tripping. You let people that replace you put something in your face and say, now you in fight. And when it's taught right from scholastic, from scholarship, from love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, when I contextualize it to make it plain, it ain't nothing you can say. So let's deal with the gut. Simple dietary changes can cause significant results. Weight loss and reducing your fats, you know? Oh, I gave you that. Okay. So so you have to have a low carbohydrate diet. Is that good? Let's see. The debate surrounding the best diets for the management of diabetes continues to evolve. You got all these people, oh, I'm on this type of diet, or I'm on this, or I'm a vegan, I'm this, that, nothing. I say, okay, that's fine. But the influence of a low glycemic or a low carbohydrate diet has been shown to be superior in multiple studies, with the treatment goal of managing blood sugar control. Avoiding foods with a high glycemic index is crucial in regulating blood glucose and improving insulin sensitivity. The glycemic index is a measure to determine how different foods influence blood glucose after their consumption. Foods with a high glycemic index are typically rich in carbohydrates and have a dramatic impact on blood sugar levels. Avoiding these foods prevents spikes in blood sugar after meals, hoping to manage blood sugar levels over the course of the day. That's why, as I start perfecting myself more and more, Brian, when I say, man, well, I eat 1 meal a day. They say, what you mean you eat 1 meal a day? I said, my life is a fast. I'm drinking things, I'm eating, but I eat 1 meal a day. When you get rid of I need 3 meals a day, and you get rid of snacks and you work out consistently, your body is everything is gonna change. I'm putting fuel in me. I replace a lot of things now. I have bone broth. I drink 2 cups a day. You know what I mean? To replace a lot of things. I just eating a little bit cleaner. It's some things that I have learned. So my life is a fast. So when a person say, "Well, when you fast," yes, I'm fasting. Why? I'm constantly fasting. My life is like a well-tuned machine. It's an inflow and outflow. I have to have certain things in it to continue to be this amazing specimen of a man.
Come on. Keep that
Well, I'm
rhythm
just saying,
going.
it is what it is. You feel me?
Yeah.
It is what it is. That's why I be saying it got to be something special about you. It got to be something special about me.
Fine tune.
So,
You know what I'm saying?
yes, sir. So the gluconeogenesis that occurs as a result of elevated cortisol commonly leads to a reduction in a lean body mass, which is why it's important to focus on consuming an adequate amount of protein. You get all that natural. I ain't say no protein powder. Many studies support the use of high protein diets for patients with diabetes. Most recommend that protein should make up 30% of total daily energy. Like when I used to work for my dad, Brian, when I used to Meals on Wheels director, and I used to make sure all the mobile meal drivers delivering the meals to the seniors. We had these things called Ensure, where a lot of the seniors got that extra protein, and then we had seniors that only ate kosher meals. So in Flint, it was a place called the Jewish Foundation. It was on Mill Road, and that's where they make all kosher meals, you know. And so it's how things prepare. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let's deal with a little bit more, because I want you to present the other books. I don't want to be too long. But the fiber slows the digestions of the carbohydrates, steadying the release of glucose into the bloodstream. It binds to the fats and causes delayed gastric emptying, which enhances satiety and reduces cravings for hunger after meals, assisting with weight loss. And that's what I'm telling you. Once you start eating clean, your body's going to assist. You ain't going to want them snacks. You might eat some nuts. You might eat healthy. You might pop you some popcorn. You might eat certain healthy snacks, but you're not going to be going and getting no chips or no Doritos like you did, or no candy bar. All that's going to change. All that change.
Like you say, your palate going to change. You're not even going to, it's not even going to taste the same.
No, it's not. It's not. And it becomes a habit. Studies highlight the benefits of functional fibers like psyllium husk and flaxseed. I got that in there. My wife make a lot of flaxseed for the ability to reduce fasting blood glucose and cholesterol. You know, MUFAs, monosaturated fats derived from olive oil, avocados, nuts, seeds, form the foundations of the Mediterranean diet. One of the largest intervention studies evaluated the effects of a Mediterranean diet on cardiovascular health and prevention. That's why when a lot of people be saying, "Well, what diet should I take?" I said, "Well, just look at a Mediterranean diet." Oh, that's ancient. Duh.
Come on.
Rich in protective monosaturated fats, the Mediterranean diet significantly reduces cardiovascular complications, including obesity, insulin resistance, and HbA1c. The benefits of omega-3 fatty acids are also well researched, particularly when it comes to reducing cardiovascular disease risk factors, you know, and it's a whole section on the Mediterranean diet. I'll break that down probably another day, but I'll get specific on the Mediterranean diet when people just be, "Oh, you got to buy my book to do this." No, you don't got to buy nothing. If you want to get one of my health books and all that, you get these books, I'll give you my health book, you know. But I can give you a whole printout of the Mediterranean diet along with in my book, show you how to work out, guarantee you. And then you can come work out with us on the weekends and you will see the change in your body. It won't even be hard. You will see it, you know. Scientific anti-diabetic foods are flaxseed. That's number one, as a rich source of fiber. Flaxseed slows the digestions of carbohydrates and works to manage blood glucose. Flax seeds are low in calories, rich in heart and healthy omega-3 fatty acids, and many studies highlight their cardiovascular benefits. In one study, patients with diabetes who consume 10 grams of ground flaxseed, Noble Brian, powder daily reduced fasting blood glucose by over 19%. That's a lot.
Come on.
Now, apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar may have significant influence on the progression of diabetes by supporting appetite, weight management, regulating blood glucose. Drinking apple cider vinegar before meals significantly improves insulin sensitivity. One study found that drinking 20 grams of apple cider vinegar before a meal, rich in carbohydrates, improved insulin sensitivity by over 30%. Wow. Fatty fish. The prevalence of type 2 diabetes is much lower in populations that consume a large amount of fatty fish, like salmon, rich in omega-3 fatty acids and protein. Fatty fish may aid in reducing inflammation and other risk factors of cardiovascular disease. It was a 2017 study found that 750 grams of fatty fish each week significantly improved glucose regulation in those with type 2 diabetes. Excuse me. Okra. And a lot of people be like, oh, Dr. CB said don't do it. Hey, do like a Digital Underground say, do what you like, do, or do what you like, do, or do how you like. I ain't here to tell you what to do. I'm just here to give you the information.
Come on.
And you do what you want to do with it. You feel me? You can say Dr. TV said don't do this and all that. Okay, I say, oh, great. Did he say that? I say a lot of people say some stuff. Okay. Okay. Okra helps stabilize blood glucose by slowing the rate at which sugar is absorbed from the intestinal tract. Suggested dose, eat 5 okra pods, medium size per day. But before you do anything, consume and consult with your doctor. I tell you, like I say, do what you like. I'm going to do what I like because I know who I am. I ain't telling you, you better do this. You ain't heard that come out of my mouth. No, no, no. I ain't got nothing to say. I'm a teacher. I got a library. I'll show you how to do it. You should want to see a sermon, not hear one anyway. That's so easy. I could just go get Rich Dad, Poor Dad and read all that, and you're going to still be Poor Dad. And I could be Rich Dad. But I got you. Why? Because I want you to take my course. And I'm going to give you all the stuff to destroy it. I'm going to give you the influencer book where they think they playing a Jedi mind trick over you. I'll give you all the keys. That's why I said, man, when you're dealing with a mastermind, when somebody cheating you in chess, you ain't finna run and tuck your tail in. I'm going to teach you all the tricks of the trade. I'm going to teach you how to whoop a cheaters. You know what? Because a cheater can't beat a mastermind. How? You a cheater. You a charlatan. You a phony. You a fake. You see? That's how we rock. Supporting the gut, in the microbiome or bind. While obesity was once speculated to be the most caused, let me see where we at, okay, 39, by living a sedentary lifestyle, you mean eating bad, not working out, shows there are many factors at play. The gut is a recent focus of the progression of many diseases. And studies now identify a link between your gut bacteria and the development of type 2 diabetes. A diet rich in inflammatory foods called this poor microbial health, throwing the delectable balance of our gut bacteria out of equilibrium. And this imbalance shifts the gut into a state of, how can I say it? What's the proper word? Dysbiosis. I might be pronouncing it wrong, but I know what it means. When this is like a shift, and your body and your inside goes to a state of paranoia. Dysbiosis. I said it right. Oh, I did. You said dysbiosis, right? Okay. Which may result in insulin resistance. So all this stuff, man. Fermented foods were originally created for preservation purposes. So all this stuff, man, like I said, I don't want to stay too long, but you got to have physical activity. The influence of exercise on the blood sugar regulation is undeniable. Exercise and physical activity not only benefit your body composition and promote weight management, but also facilitate the uptake of glucose in the cells and lower insulin resistance. That's why I tell when people say they can't run, I say, oh, you can't run? Can you walk? Yep. Oh, now I really got you.
Come on.
Now I really got you. Because walking is really, to me, better than anything. Because when you're walking, your blood gonna regulate. A lot of stuff is gonna, your feet, everything. It's a whole process that's working when you're walking like that constantly. It'll take me hours to break that whole structure down, what walking do. So I recommend everybody to start to walk first. Walk. Regular movement reduces the storage of fatty acids, which leads to a reduction, and improvement to glucose control. A simple increase in movement throughout the day does wonders for your glucose regulation. Strength training has superior benefits when it comes to the body composition. That's why when I say I do my strength training. After I do my walk, I do my strength training. You have to, because your muscles utilize glucose in order to produce energy. So if your muscles produce energy, then your muscles have to have something to produce the energy. Right. Okay, let's use the analogy of a vehicle. I bet your car can't run off fumes. It will, but that way gonna get the it's gonna need the right stuff to keep going, to operate on its full capacity. Big facts. Therefore, low muscle mass is suggested to contribute to the progression of the disease. Strength training is an effective way to reduce diabetic risk factors while maintaining lean body mass. Like when you see them bodybuilders, they out of proportion. When I say lean, in good shape, yeah, you can run like a cheetah. Like, man, you look good. You take your shirt off, you in shape. You like, okay, you ain't overweight. Lifestyle interventions like physical activity have long been proven to reduce the development of diabetes. Just 30 minutes of exercise 5 days each week reduces the increase of diabetes by 58%. So, I'm gonna work out once or twice. No, you need to work out 5 times a day. I just told you. You eat 5 times. Just imagine this, Brian. A person eating lunch, dinner, and breakfast every single day. Every single day. You ain't burning nothing.
Right.
I mean, it's so much that I can talk about, but we'll talk more about it and more about vitamin C and all those different specific topics like cinnamon. When I tell people about cinnamon and honey really don't rot per se. Honey, it could be around forever. I know people be like diabetes. I say, no, switch it with honey and cinnamon. Put the sugar down. Well, I'll leave that in my car. Put honey and cinnamon in it. Cinnamon effectively lower blood glucose levels and reduces associated cardiovascular complications. When they be putting butter and all that on toast, no, put some cinnamon and some honey on it. It's gonna be delicious. It's gonna be like a snack. You're gonna be like, man, this real cinnamon toast crunch. That's what it's gonna really be. Cinnamon reduces fasting insulin, glucose, total cholesterol, and the LDL cholesterol, and enhances insulin sensitivity in those with elevated blood glucose. Cinnamon improves diabetes by enhancing insulin sensitivity and insulin secretion, regulating the enzymes activity involved in glucose, regulating glucose metabolism in the liver, adipose tissue, and muscle. So all this oxidative stress and inflammation to protect islet cells and improving diabetes complications. When combined with insulin, the effects are greater suggested. And it's giving you the suggested doses. But I don't want to stay into that. Got all the other different seeds, fenugreek seeds. I heard about fenugreek seed. I got to go to the Indian store tomorrow. I think they got it. But it's a powerful anti-inflammatory, Guyman Sylvester, effective herb for blood sugar, diet regulation, reduces sugar absorption by the small intestines, reducing blood sugar levels, regenerates pancreatic beta cells, which makes and secrete insulin. Wow. Other benefits include decreased cholesterol, triglycerides, and lower the HbA1c levels. Lemon balm effectively improves lipid profiles, glycemic control, and inflammation. When you take it regularly, lemon balm helps control blood glucose. So it's so much. Milk thistle, Korean and American ginseng, or the Panax ginseng. I take that. The reishi mushroom, I have that tea. You know, it reduces fatty acids in the blood. The tulsi or the holy basil, the TULSI, is an outstanding herb for managing blood sugar and insulin resistance. No disrespect, I gave y'all the book on the Rothschild of how they destroyed the real herbal remedies. I showed y'all the stuff that was in the Library of Congress. Y'all got the documents showing that this stuff really works and why they stopped it. This ain't me. This is free information. And then if anybody want to get deeper, they need, because I really get into the science of telling who everybody know that won't say nothing. A lot of the stuff that I sent y'all earlier with all the Crowley documents to reveal everything. So we can have a whole, it's all there. That's why I be telling people, I say, man, stop with that spookism, with that gatekeeper stuff. You know, we're going to show it like it is. This is ancient science. Abramelin the Magi. I told people, I gave you that a long time ago. And now you're going to see certain ones cross references. I told y'all, you don't got to change nothing that you do. You add value to it. The pendulum swings the same way to the left as it does to the right. And if you understand the science, you rocking with what I'm saying. We gotta let all the rest of the stuff go. Pray and fast. The turkey tail mushroom. So all those things, I just wanted to, highlight, and I hope I didn't go too long. And I give y'all gratitude for listening to me for that time. But my noble Brian is gonna just give a little preface of a few books we have to offer. And if you want those books, man, I really recommend you to get with us, man. We're getting ready to have some private classes going on Zoom, to where you don't got to worry about people trolling. It's going to be private. And before you get started, Brian, somebody sent me something, because I'm on every social media, my ears to everything, and people always ask me for advice. And I say, well, as a guy, man, I'm always going to do that. And they do want me to get on these panels and do all this. I said, I'm not going to do that. I got my own thing going on. You just got to figure it out. You're going to have to watch me or come along. But what I'm saying is, on TikTok, they got misnomer black people. They got their own little university thing. And they complain about Europeans joining the class and all this and this, that, and the other. I said, listen, is wisdom prejudice? When they say, well, they want their own thing. And I said, okay, when you got HBCUs, do the HBCUs stop Europeans from coming? I don't think so. But what I'm saying is, what I'm telling people is, if you want something private, then you have to do it private. When you do something on a public platform, you are a willing obligor, and you have to abide by all the rules. Once you start, this is what I tell misnomer black people that just act off emotions, Brian. Once you start spewing stuff out your mouth, you start becoming like a bigot. You become racist out your mouth, and I mean separate. You're gonna get shut down.
Islam.
So that's my little advice for brothers and sisters. It's a great thing that brothers doing, but when they say, well, black people can't have nothing, you're gonna get destroyed. Black people don't have no rights, and when you're doing it on a public platform, it's not yours. It's for the public. That's why it's called social media. And when you have someone on a social platform like that, if you ain't having private classes, that's on you. So I ask a person, okay, so what got to be exclusively for misnomer blacks? Because blacks have no rights. So if I'm teaching a class on finance, or starting your nonprofit and telling you about quick 30 accounts and Duns and Bradstreet, and Negroes don't want to learn about it because all they're trying to do is get scams and PPP loans, and it's all other nationalities that want to take my class. Oh, I'm not going to teach them? I hope so. You'll go to job and work for pennies. A person to go and be a waiter for pennies and serve all nationalities. And they got the audacity to be studying for business. I said, you don't get the power to do that. You get the power to teach and spread wisdom. That's what I said. I'm a poor righteous teacher. My job is to teach those that looking for wisdom. I don't want the power to be just as stupid as misnomer black people when you make those statements. Well, black people can't never have nothing. I'm like, what do you mean? You can't. Anybody can have anything if it's private, if it's not on social media, you know, and you structure and you have private classes. That's the way, and you don't got to be worried about nothing. So I just wanted to share that for somebody that asked me that. That's the solution, you know. But teaching and education, people ain't gonna they ain't gonna teach nothing that, and I'm gonna say it as an educator and scholar, they ain't gonna be teaching nothing that misnomer white people already don't know. I'm sorry. They ain't gonna be teaching, you ain't gonna learn nothing so dynamic, like it's some secret. I'm telling you what I know. It's not. It ain't even that complex. But I understand what people be saying, but it ain't like that no more. If you want to do things and keep it exclusive, you have to be private.
Mm-hmm.
That's just it. You have to take it off a public platform and make it exclusively private. That's the only way. And then that comes with some work. That's setting up like an online class. That's how you do it. That's the only way. But if you're a real university, which you're going to get sanctioned when it happens, when you say, well, this is a real university, you can get credits for it. If this is a real university regulated, you know what I mean, by, how can I say, the better Business Bureau, and then if it's accredited classes, and then you can't exclude it for some misnomer black people. I'm just telling you what I know. As an educator, you can't do that.
Can't.
It ain't, unless it's your private organization. So gratitude, Brian.
Yes, sir. Islam. So for anybody who's looking to build on this great teaching, these great revelations that she came with about the health, we do have 5 books of study for you. Them being the Lost Book of Remedies, another being the Lost Book of Remedies, a third one being the famous course in herbology for home study, another one also being the Lost Book of Superfoods, and last but certainly not least, one by Sheikh Khari Goodman Bey himself, divinely prepared, gathered, and compiled, Healthy Living and Eating, Your Body is Your Temple, Health and Wealth. So before we do get out of here, we will give a brief introduction of at least 2 of them. You know what I'm saying? Just, for your ears and something to take home with you.
Yes,
And the first one we'll be coming from will be the introduction, but really the disclaimer of this good literature here. The Lost Book of Remedies by Claude Davis. And it reads, disclaimer page. This book was created to provide information about natural medicines, cures, and remedies that people have used in the past. This information is made available with the knowledge that the publisher, editor, and author do not offer any legal or otherwise medical advice. In the case you are ill, you should always consult with your caring physician or another medical specialist. This book does not claim to contain, and indeed does not contain, all the information available on the subject of natural remedies. While the author, editor, and publisher have gone to great lengths to provide the most useful and accurate collection of healing plants and remedies in North America, they may still exist topographical and other content errors. Therefore, this book should not be used as a guide. The author, editor, and publisher shall incur no liability or be held responsible to any person or entity regarding any loss of life or injury, alleged or otherwise, that happened directly or indirectly as a result of using the information contained in this book. It is your own responsibility, and if you want to use a potion, tincture, decoction, or anything else from this book, you should consult with your physician first. Some of the remedies and cures found within do not comply with the FDA guidelines. The information in this book has not been reviewed, tested, or approved by any official testing body or government agency. The author and editor of this book make no guarantees of any kind, express or implied, regarding the final result obtained by applying the information found in this book, making using, and consuming any of the products described will be done at your own risk. The author, editor, and publisher hold no responsibility for the misuse and misidentification of a plant using the contents of this book, and any and all consequence to your health or that of others which may result. Some names and identifying details have been changed to protect the privacy of the author and the individuals. By reading the past this point, you hereby agree to be bound by the disclaimer, or you may return this book within the guaranteed time for a full refund. So I think that was kind of good to know and go over and go through when you giving quote unquote remedies, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to give somebody something without getting the expertise or expert opinion on it. So that book is The Lost Book of Remedies. And the next one who will be coming from will be Healthy Living and Eating, Your Body is Your Temple, Health and Wealth by Sheikh Kari Goodman Bey. And it reads, all research has been divinely prepared, gathered, and compiled by the Honorable Kari Ibn Hakim Goodman L. Bey. Acknowledgements. This book is dedicated to the life of my brother Akil Jelani Goodman. I also want to give high honor and praises to my parents, Larry and Inez Goodman, for always supporting me through every walk of life. I want to give a special honor to my empress, my wife, LaShawn Goodman Bey, for realizing my vision and assisting me in making my dreams a reality. So, chapter 1, getting rid of parasites. Parasitic infestations in humans are in epidemic proportions. Unfortunately, most doctors are not trained in the treatment of parasites. It requires an especially terrible case of infestation before a doctor might suspect a patient's health is suffering from parasites. Understanding the symptoms and how to naturally remove them from your body will ensure you protect yourself from sickness and maintain a strong immune system. What are parasites? Parasites are organisms which live in or on another organism, its host, and benefit by depriving nutrients at the other's expense. Parasites include roundworms, heartworms, tapeworms, pin, and thread and hookworms. They vary in size from 3 feet to some being so tiny you could only see them with the microscope.
Hey, Brian.
Yes, sir.
It's a fish. Man, I wish I had it, but I was watching, and it's a fish, and a parasite, it attached to its mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And it starts eating its tongue. And it becomes the fish tongue. It's a parasite. Dang. And it starts eating all the food, and the fish end up dying. You know what I mean?
That's crazy. So yeah, it's basically the fish doing all the work, but the parasite reaping all the benefits. And then once the fish is done, the parasite just goes to another fish, huh?
Yeah, because the parasite attaches to the tongue.
Boy, that's crazy.
Yeah, and it takes on the effects of the tongue. You know.
Yeah, so that's even more reason to want to get them parasites out of your body. About what they could be doing to us, or you know what I'm saying, to anybody that happens.
Yep, Islam.
How do we get parasites? Parasites can linger in many places, but the most common reason for the infestation is poor hygienic practices that can enter the body through food, drink, contact with animals, or infected people, or even just skin contact. And parasite infections can last for years. If you've ever consumed contaminated water or food, there's a good chance that you could have picked up a parasite. Undercooked meat is a very high source of parasite infections. Pork, in particular, is a host to a number of parasites, viruses, and other organisms. many of which can be directly transmitted to humans. Also, cuts of meat such as beef, lamb, chicken, and fish contain parasite eggs. Raw sushi contains eggs and larvae of several species of parasites. Cattle are meant to be dewormed by farmers, but you can always this occurs.
Wow.
So that was just a brief introduction to healthy living and eating. Your body is your temple. Health is wealth. Gathered and compiled by Sheikh Khari Goodman Bey. And this is one of the 5 books that we're offering tonight. I'll give them again for you, which is Healthy Living and Eating. Also, The Lost Book of Superfoods. Also, the famous course in herbology for home study. And fourth up, The Lost Book of Remedies. And last but not least, another book called The Lost Book of Remedies. And if you would like to donate for these pieces of literature, the information is here below. For serious inquiries and documents, email goodmankhari@gmail or myoutsons@gmail.com. All books are available for donations via Zelle 602-473-8767 for a small, simple donation or a small or a subtle donation of $25 for this great collection of books this evening. So with that being said, Sheik, would you have anything you would like to say to the viewing public?
Man, all I say is gratitude, man, for everybody time and taking the time out their day. And like I said, everyone is welcome. This is a place of learning. Like I said, hey, man, it's nothing new under the sun. And we here. Like I said, if you want the information, we're here. If you don't, we understand. But our doors is open. And like I said, we just here as a source of information. We know who we are as Moors in life. And we teach from a place of love. And our doors is open. And like I said, we have a full library. And if you need anything, you can get with me. You can get with my noble, Brian Hicks Bey. Anything you need, get with us. And gratitude for y'all time, man. Peace.
Peace, 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 peace. So once again, gratitude for the time. We enjoy having you here for this Holy Day book club reading, which we do every Friday here at the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School. So come get with us if you're looking to learn, or if you just want some excellent learning materials, because we have all of those available.
Gratitude.
Yeah, we'll have a few reels from our sponsors, and we'll be out of here.
mypdfbooks.com. That's books with a Z.
Once again, this broadcast is brought to you by mypdfbooks.com. That's books with a Z, where reading funds the mental. Also brought to you by bindedbooks.com, where treasures are bound. Be sure to get all of your teas at Herbs of My Sons, the tea of teas, divine and prepared. And for all of those musical stylings, be sure to check out bhbaymusic.com. And for your everyday items and religious regalia, be sure to check out morrishaberdasher.com. For all of that especial Morris drip, be sure to check out morsachi.com. And all of these companies are powered by ALO Design Pros. Design your online business strategy today.
I'm a spirit speaking, truth seeking, heart reaching, knowledge leaking, seed sowing, harvest reaping, man of meager means. I have yet to leave, I'm still breathing. To quit, I have no reason. I mean, I'm asleep, but I be trying to live my dream. I cannot even act if it's all easy. Either you gon' do it or you don't really. It ain't no in between. Baby, you can ask the sun, it's an everyday thing. Consistency in your routine is how you bring reality. Working like a slave, that's how I made this masterpiece. Living like a god, I lay at night,
Ooh,